Here we have a last layer situation, and I want you to figure out the difference between these two attempts. Obviously, there was a slight pause in one of them. Now, obviously, I set these up, but even in the real solve, you can do this. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can look ahead to PLR on some OLO cases. We'll start off with the most simplest cases, which are these ones. So basically, when you do the algorithm, if you use these two algorithms respectively, this 2x2 block will get preserved, as you can see. And same here, 2x2 block gets preserved. So, with that, you can kind of predict PLL. Let me show you. Okay, so let's start off with a case like this. Now, as you can see, actually in this case we have a 2-corner twist, but that's irrelevant. So, as you can see, we have this big block here that's going to get preserved when we do the OLO. So, we do the OLO, and as we can see, we have the two outsides are the same. Now, if we do it here, as you can see, these two outsides are the same, but they're different. So how can you tell, they're probably going to be APIMs, but can you tell which one's which? The answer is opposite colors. This one is AA because the opposite colors are on here. This one's AB because the opposite colors are on this side. Or in other words, this one is the clockwise, this one's the anti-clockwise. So, like that. I do them lefties, so that's why they're different. If you're doing it and say you get this, which is different, you have opposite colors on both sides. Now this indicates a diagonal swap, and there's only one PLO where you have the diagonal swap and there's a block here, and that is VPerm. So you can just AUF to whatever and just do the VPerm. Now you can take this one step further by recognizing corner permutation. So as you can see, we'll just move it here, we have these two are the same and this one's different, and we have a 2x2 block here. So when we do the OLL, we're going to get a skip case. Now because this 2x2 block stays here, you can actually predict the AUF. So as you can see, this needs to move by U prime. So after the OLL, we do U prime. Pretty simple. And in this case, we have opposites here and adjacent here. So this indicates a diagonal corner swap. So when we do the OLO, we know it's going to be a VPerm. And since we have this block here, I do my VPerm with the block here, but wherever I know I have to do a U2 here. And then go straight into the VPerm. Of course, those aren't the only cases, and the block doesn't even have to be solved, and it will still get preserved. So you could tell from like this pattern and corner permutation that this is going to be an EPerm, but that's quite advanced, and I'm not going to go through it in this video. And pretty much the exact same rules apply to this OLO. So as we do the OLO, as you can see, if you want to do the corner permutation thing, you focus on these three corners, and I'm not going to go through everything here. You can basically figure out these by yourself. Next we have this OLO, where it's basically like a C shape, and we have a massive bar here. So this algorithm is actually really simple. It's R prime U prime sledge UR. So you might be able to see this gigantic block just moves all the way to here. So you can take advantage of this fact. If there's a full block, this is how they get started. So if you know that this block is going to go to the left side here, then you can basically look at just the front side and you can tell what PLO it is. Here, let me show you. So for example, with the big block, there are only 3 types of PLOs that have the block solved. The JPerms, as you can see here, with the big block here, the FPerm with the big block here, and the 2 UPerms with the big block here. So as an example, we see the big block and we're just going to do this. Now, if you see that there's headlights here, you know it's a UPerm. And if you look over here, you can actually see quite a lot of information that it's going to be this UPerm. But let's pretend you just looked here. Now, which UPerm could this be? Now, it's obviously this one, because this one is adjacent. Now, which one is this? This is UAPerm. So you know to do this and do the UAPerm. And here's another example where we're just going to go like this. and we see 2 blocks on the right. Now this should be pretty easy to signify this is a J-perm, and I think most people do the J-perm from this angle, the JB, like that. But if you did the algorithm and saw the blocks were on the left, then this is obviously a JA perm, and you can think, at least for my variation, the blocks here. And finally, if you look here and you see basically no blocks, then you know this is an F perm. And depending on whether you put the block here or even at the front, if you use this algorithm, then yeah, you basically know where to put the block, and you can just go straight into the F perm. Okay, now I'm gonna go to these outlaws. Now I am aware that there are more algorithms for these, and they all pretty much work the same way, so if you want to figure them out for yourself. But I'm just gonna show the most standard algorithms so everyone knows them. So for this outlaw, basically this edge moves here, as you can see. We're gonna get a skip. And for this outlaw, this edge moves here, so the green here, and we are also going to get a skip. So in this case, if you just imagine the green stick here, in case you didn't know, this is an R perm, so we can just do the outlaw and just go straight into the R perm, if you do it from that angle anyway. And for this outlaw, this green sticker goes here. In case you didn't know, this would be a Y perm. Okay, so we have this. Looks like we're gonna get a U perm. But let's say we were to mirror this algorithm. If we get like this, look what we're gonna get. We're actually gonna get a skip if we do it from this angle. So by choosing a different angle that you do the PLL from, you can actually either skip or get better PLLs. Now this is gonna get way too advanced, so if you want to incorporate those, I highly encourage you to just play around with them and just mirror the algorithms if you can. If you're not good at mirroring the algorithms, then probably don't do it, as it's probably faster to do just a regular alg anyway. And the last one I'm going to show is this one. This one's a little bit more obscure, but you might be able to see it. As you can see, this block will get preserved, this edge will be flipped, and this corner will essentially be twisted. So if you can somehow predict that this will be a skip, if you can like predict the front block, you can maybe look here and see. And same goes for here. This gets solved. This is flipped. This is flipped. So this is basically the reverse of this. So if you use this algorithm, you can predict that. Although it's really up to you if you think these are worth it. I just want to run through some ones that preserve some blocks. You decide if they're worth it. The Soon and Anti-Soon. Soon preserves this block. Anti-Soon preserves this 1x2 block. And these ones are the Fat Soon and Fat Anti-Soon, I guess. So for the Fat Soon, the Fat Ray Soon, this block gets preserved. Moves by U2. This block moves here. This block moves here. As you can see. For Fat Anti-Soon, we have this edge thing here, this block moving to here, this block moving to here, this block moving to here. For Fat Lefty Soon, we can see this block will move here, this move here, this move here, this move here. And we have this one, so this moves here, this moves here, this moves here, this moves here. So hopefully you found that helpful, and if you know other cases where this is possible, leave them in the comments below. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, after recording, I just realized you can do the kind of prediction for this outlaw as well. It works better on this one. It can work on this outlaw, but if you mirror the algorithm, the same block doesn't get preserved, so it doesn't work as well. But for this outlaw, if you do it from here or mirror it, this block will get preserved either way. So if you do it from here, the block gets preserved, but it's not skipped. But if you recognize the corner permutation and do it from here, it does solve. So that's just a little tidbit. Alright, actually, see you next time.